What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mom's Dinner. My name is Susie Weinrich. Here, we're helping you feel successful at dinner time with super delicious and easy recipes. We publish a new recipe video every Tuesday, so you can come back and watch a new recipe. Today, I'm gonna share with you how to make cheesy potato casserole. So that's what I call it. Some people call it funeral potatoes, which actually I kind of find weird, but whatever. So however you know them by, it is made with hash browns. You just thaw out some hash browns. We're gonna mix them with cheese, green onions, sour cream, some cream of chicken soup. This is a very Midwestern recipe. Mix it all up, top it with potato chips, and pop it in the oven. This makes a wonderful side dish for steak. It makes a great side dish for the holidays. So stick around today. I'm gonna share with you how to make cheesy potato casserole. We're gonna start with that thawed bag of hash browns. This is a 30-ounce bag, and what I did is just popped it in the fridge overnight and they thawed out perfectly. If they're not quite thawed, you can pop them in the microwave and finish the thawing process. The other option is to buy something called Simply Potatoes. You'll find them in the refrigerated section and they are not frozen, so they are good to use right away. You're gonna need a really big bowl to mix all of this together. So make sure you put those hash browns in a large bowl, and then we're gonna chop up some green onions. You want half a cup of green onions, and I always like to use the white and light green parts for the most onion flavor. Now, don't be coming at me about this cream of chicken soup. I don't use cream of soup. You know what? There's a place and a time for cream of soups, just like I say there's a place and a time for potato flakes. I'm not making mashed potatoes with potato flakes, but they are dang good in potato soup. Same with this cream of chicken soup. It's perfect in this casserole. So 2 cans, get those added in. Then we're gonna add in 8 ounces of sour cream and half a cup of melted butter. Now let's get some seasonings up in there. 1 teaspoon of Lowry seasoned salt, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 3/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. This last ingredient that I'm gonna add to this mixture is shredded cheese. And I have to tell you that in almost all my videos, I'm talking about you gotta shred your own cheese. It's my least favorite kitchen task, which it is. I absolutely hate shredding cheese. For this one, I do use just pre-shredded cheese. It gets mixed in, it's baked in the oven, and I definitely feel like there's not a big difference between hand-shredded cheese and pre-shredded cheese in this specific dish. Especially if you're making this for the holidays, take this shortcut and just use a pre-shredded cheese. So you can get a cheddar, a mild cheddar. I was at the grocery store and they had this Wisconsin, New York, and Vermont sharp cheddar cheese blend. And I was like, that sounds delicious. I'm gonna get that. So this is a 3-cup bag. I'm gonna pour out what I think is about 2 cups. This is a very forgiving dish. So if you're a little heavy on the onions, if you're a little heavy on the cheese or the sour cream, it's not gonna make a difference at all. It's still gonna turn out creamy and delicious. So I'm gonna grab a wooden spoon and we're gonna get this all stirred together. And that's it. I mean, talk about an easy, such an easy side dish, especially, like I said, during the holidays, when you have a billion other dishes that you're trying to get on the table, this is such an easy side dish to pull together. So this is a staple on our Easter table. We don't do mashed potatoes, we do a cheesy potato casserole for Easter. So you could definitely serve this during Thanksgiving or during Christmas, or you have, say, a whole week before Christmas or Thanksgiving or other holidays that you're celebrating where people are coming into your house and maybe you're feeding people. This is a great side dish to plan for one of those other meals, because at this point, I could put this in the baking pan, pop it in the fridge for 2 days, and then bake it later. You could totally do that. Just leave the potato chips off while it's in the fridge, and then right before you bake it, pop those potato chips on. So let's get this in the pan. We've got a wonderful little 9x13 baking dish. We're gonna get this in here and pop it in the oven. It's time for the chips. Y'all, I love potato chips. They are my kryptonite, and you know I had to eat one. It's so good. All right, so you're gonna need 1.5 cups of potato chips that you're gonna crunch over top. Measuring 1.5 cups of potato chips is not a thing. So this is gonna be an eyeball moment. Just pretend like you know what 1.5 cups of potato chips are, and then crunch them up. Just sprinkle them all over the top. Now we're gonna cover this up with foil. You're gonna bake it in the oven for 30 minutes. You're gonna take that foil off and bake it for another 20 minutes, and it is ready for dinner. Whoa, my whole house smells so good. It smells like cheese and potatoes and onions. I mean, is there any better combination than that? I don't know that I can take a bite right now because it is literally smoking hot straight out of the oven. But let me show you. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. My mouth is watering so creamy and cheesy. I'm gonna set this here because maybe I'll be able to take a bite of it. It's just a perfect old-fashioned casserole. So tonight we're actually going to grill a tri-tip steak. I've got broccoli that I'm gonna roast in the oven, and then we're gonna have this as the other side dish. So I hope that you make this cheesy potato casserole in your kitchen and it helps you feel like a success at dinner time. Join me next week for another recipe video, but before you go, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you'll always be notified when we have a new recipe video come out. See you next week.